Good evening, my name is Anna Jabłońska and welcome to Poland Daily. The much-needed reform of the judiciary system to bring Poland to the level of other Western countries continues. Today we witness the next important step, the first gathering of the National Judiciary Council.
This meeting was called by the first president of the Polish Supreme Court, Małgorzata Gersdorf, despite her remarks about doubts in the legality of the election of the new judges to the board of the National Judiciary Council. Today's meeting was called 1 month late after complicated negotiations. This ends a period of adjustments in the Polish judiciary system, and now the courts can begin normal operations.
I would like to stress again that I have doubts of a lack of basis for making the term in office shorter for the members of the National Judiciary Council by vote of the ruling party, as well as for the election of new members for the same vacated posts. The latter ones, in my opinion, do not have the constitutional backing for their mandate.
Tak, chciałbym przypomnieć dwie podstawowe rzeczy.
There is a presumption of constitutionality of the law. The Constitutional Tribunal, the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Administrative Court stated many times that the only body authorized to probe the constitutionality is the Constitutional Tribunal.
Sąd Najwyższy, Naczelny Sąd Administracyjny.
Jest to obowiązek ustawowy, także bardzo dobrze, że
Everything was consistent with the Constitution according to the Cookies 15 movement. What is inconsistent is to cause continuous obstructions with the judiciary system's much-needed changes. At last, everything can now function normally.
jest jeden z podstawowych organów.
The dramatic struggle for Alfie Evans' life continues. After the Court of Appeal refused to allow Alfie to be transferred to the Italian hospital, the family reached an agreement with the Alder Hey Hospital and will no longer issue official statements or communicate with the media.
Alfie Evans, a 2-year-old diagnosed with an undescribed neurological disorder, has been fighting for his life since the doctors, with judiciary approval, took him off life support on April 23rd. Even though the doctors told his parents that Alfie would die minutes after being taken off the respirator, Alfie has defied all odds and continues his struggle for survival. Today's statement suggests that the family has reached some form of agreement with the hospital that would allow to transfer the boy home in return for not communicating with the media.
And we now wish for privacy and everyone concerned. In Alfie's interest, we will work with his treating team on a plan that provides our boy with dignity and comfort that he needs. From this point onwards, there will be no more statements from me. Alfie's
father, Tom Evans, has expressed his gratitude to the Polish and Italian public, as well as the Polish President Andrzej Duda, for their relentless support for the Evans' family.
We are very grateful and appreciate all the support we have received from around the world, including from our Italian and Polish supporters, who have dedicated their time and support to our incredible fight.
Nieumiejętność postawienia diagnozy.
What some forget is that a medical diagnosis is not the end-all answer. The Hippocratic Oath dictates that human life should be protected from its beginning until the very end.
To jest wymiar prawa uniwersalnego.
On Wednesday, the Court of Appeal rejected the request to allow Alfie Evans to travel from Great Britain to Italy, where he was to receive treatment after being taken off life support. The child survived and continues to fight for his life. According to Rafał Zdziemkiewicz, the Alfie Evans case is an example of an ideological and moral struggle against a neo-totalitarian state.
Może się to wydawać irracjonalne.
It would appear that the stubbornness of the British state, its refusal to allow the parents to have a final say regarding their child's well-being, as well as its readiness to rather let Alfie die of starvation or even sentence him to die by shooting him in the back of the head, is irrational. If the decision has been made that the boy is to die, then so should it be. In a peculiar way, this rigidity is rational, in a way that closely resembles the Soviet thinking. As I have already stated a couple of months ago, the United Kingdom has transformed into something that can only be referred to as the United Fascist Kingdom. It has developed a highly totalitarian, repulsive system. Little Alfie has received tremendous support from across the globe. Apart from hundreds of Poles, Pope Francis and President Andrzej Duda have also joined in praying for Alfie's life. A video in which 3 Polish boys invite Alfie to Poland once he recovers has gained great popularity on Polish social media.
It seems that President Trump might have achieved what many thought to be impossible. Today, the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, met with his South Korean counterpart, Moon Jae-in. They have both agreed to sign a formal peace treaty, which after 65 years will finally put an end to the Korean War.
After assuming office, President Trump immediately made the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula a key issue for his presidency. Critics claim that his instigative tweets could cause a nuclear war. Instead, it seems as if his pressure has strongly contributed to a peace deal being signed.
I want to express my hope that all of the people of Korea, North Korea and South, can someday live in harmony, prosperity, and peace. And it looks like it could happen. When I began, people were saying that was an impossibility. They said there were two alternatives. Let them have what they have or go to war. And now we have a much better alternative than anybody thought even possible.
The leaders expressed their satisfaction about the prospect of finally signing a peace deal. Today we had a historical meeting and made a valuable agreement under the watchful eye of the whole world. We made a new beginning of peace for the Korean Peninsula and the world. We bade farewell to the frozen relationship between North and South Korea, which was a nightmare, and we announced the beginning of a warm spring to the world. President Trump is preparing to meet the North Korean dictator by early May. The details of the meeting are still unknown. President Trump said in an interview yesterday that maybe he will walk out of the meeting if he isn't satisfied with what is said, or that the meeting won't take place at all. It seems as if there is still a long way to go before the Korean Peninsula will be denuclearized, but today's meeting has left the world optimistic.
Thank you for watching Poland Daily, and please join us tomorrow at the same time. Good night.